Good afternoon, this is Trey with BuildIdaho.com. In an effort to bring you the best information about buying and building new homes, today we're going to visit with Matt Vandermeer of Momentum and get some Energy Star tips. We are in a home that's not completed yet. We've got, as you can see, lots of constructional openness. So he's going to show out some of the things, or point out some of the things that make a difference in construction of a home. Let's talk about the fireplace.
The fireplace is usually a big leaking spot, and it's not because of the fireplace itself. It's mostly because of the fireplace cap. Most of the time it's not air sealed. In this case it has been. It's been done with foam seal, and it's been done all the way around the perimeter of the cap. One thing that just really helps out when you're doing an air seal is just make sure that you get all the caps of all the attic space that we possibly can. Here in the fireplace, and then there's another one right over here in the hallway, right before the hallway. There's a little cap that's air sealed from the attic, trying to keep all the air from the attic from the house.
Let's walk over to the bathroom and check that out real quick.
Yeah, so this is another area, is the bathtub. You can do this in existing homes, and you can also do it in new homes. You want to make sure that the hole that's going into the attic, or the crawl space, is completely sealed. Is that it's sealed with foam, and that it's no air going from the crawl space into underneath your bathtub, where a cold spot might happen. This is a typical new construction knee-wall in new construction homes. It's done incorrectly. These walls should be done with a 2x6 framed sideways with some sort of backing on it to make a thermal break from the attic. There's no top plate, there's a bottom plate, so when you encapsulate the insulation on all six sides, it acts 10 times better than acting as a filter from the attic to the house.
Where it just leaks air.
Where it just not leaks air, but just the heat from that attic during the summertime will just penetrate a lot better. That attic space is going to be 120 degrees compared to the outside that's going to be 95. So you want to keep the attic heat out of the home. Same thing with this wall. There's no top plate on this wall. This is a 2x4 wall, so when you do encapsulate it and make it OSB on this side, you should put it with a foam board, and then you should also air seal around it and encapsulate on all six sides. You want to keep the attic heat out of the home, and that's the main purpose of why we should keep these walls just the same as we would on any exterior wall on the side. The knee wall up there is done more than halfway right. All it's missing up there is a top plate. That way we can encapsulate the insulation on all six sides. It's done right, it's done better, it keeps the outside air from the inside. On these homes that we do for Momentum, I ask that every hole is done with every wire penetration on the exterior wall and at least every 4 feet on the interior walls. There's an extra gap in between the wall, the OSB pieces, so we have to fill that up. There is foam on the wires going on horizontal, and then there's caulk on the utility boxes, which is done perfectly. Just something that caulk works a lot better on the utility boxes than foam because it won't break off. And then on the interior walls, they also do the interior outlets with the caulk, and then you'll see up on top they've done the foam on every hole in the top plate and the exterior and the interior wall. Just something it's easier to do every hole than to count it out almost sometimes. It's just boom, 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 go.
Good afternoon, this is Trey again. Hey, we're going to do segment 2 from our video yesterday. Yesterday we looked at a home that had just framing done, and we've come back this morning and we've got batting and we've got insulation, and so we're going to visit with Matt again and just kind of get a better understanding about insulating the interior of a home. Tell me, what kind of insulation are we looking at?
We're looking at a blow-in insulation where it's an R23 value on most exterior walls. It fills up the cavity really nice. You're not going to have any gaps, voids, missing areas. It's not cut around wires and things like that.
There's different levels of insulation. What level would this be considered? Like, there's foam, and there's bat, and then there's the old...
This is probably after cellulose. It's probably a really good insulation.
Okay.
It's better than bat, which is this, where you have to cut and place in there and make sure there's no gaps, there's no voids. That's cut around the wires, it's cut around the utility boxes. So this is insulation that's blown in. It's R23 value. You really can't mess this up. It's blown in through this netting and it fills up the cavity completely. It is cut around, it's not cut or anything like that, like a bat insulation would be. It fills the gaps.
When you say bat, that's the stuff that you see that rolls out and then you cut it to fit the length. Okay.
So this is almost a foolproof way of doing it. Up here we have R38 insulation, which is in a spot in the attic because there's no way to get into the attic right now. So we just put a bat in there and seal it up the way they did. Just make sure there's no gaps, there's no voids. It would have to be almost perfect to be in there for it to work. As soon as there's a gap, the R value goes down.
Simple enough.
Simple enough.
So just to show it out to people, this is extremely, I mean, it's a good product, but it's just loose, and so it doesn't fit in there like the blown-in stuff does at all.
Right, and that's why they would have to cut around the wires and things like that.